Cambridge International as level. Psychology. Paper 1. Approaches, Issues, and Debates. May-June 2021. 1 hour 30 minutes. The total mark for this paper is 60.
Question 1. From the study by Milgram Obedience, A. State how many participants took part in the study. 1 mark. The answer is 40. B part. State the highest voltage shock that was labeled on the shock generator. 1 mark. The answer is 450 volt. C. The participant teacher was given a sample shock. Describe this procedure. 3 marks. The answer is the participant was presented with the shock generator. They were told that although the shocks were painful, they were not dangerous. They were also then given an example shock of 45 volt as a demonstration. Question 2. From the study by Bandura et al. Aggression. A. Outline what Bandura et al. Meant by imitative verbal aggression. 2 marks. The answer is this was when the children copied the verbal behavior. They said the same aggressive statements which were made by the model. B part. Identify two examples that were recorded as imitative verbal aggression. 2 marks. 1. Sits on the bobo doll and punches it on the nose, saying, sock it on the nose. 2. Hits Bobo on the head with a mallet, saying, hit him down. C. Describe one result about aggressive gunplay in the aggressive experimental groups. 2 marks. The answer is boys engaged more in aggressive gunplay as compared to girls who participated less in this activity. Question 3. From the study by Baron Cohen et al. ICE test. Identify three features of the sample used for group 4. 3 marks. The answer is 14 participants, mean age of 28 years, and mean IQ of 160. B. Suggest one real-world application based on the results of this study. 2 marks. The answer is it might be possible to develop a program to help teach individuals diagnosed with AS or HFA to help them develop skills of interpreting emotions. Question 4a. Describe two assumptions of the learning approach using any examples other than the study by Savetta and Silverman. Button phobia. 4 marks. The answer is social learning helps to explain changes in a behavior. For example, study by Bandura et al. Shows the children learn through observing the model's behavior. The second answer, conditioning helps to explain changes in behavior. For example, operant conditioning theory which specifies that if the consequences of behavior are good, we are more likely to repeat that behavior. Whereas if the consequences of behavior are neutral or negative, we are much less likely to repeat it. B part. Explain how one finding from the study by Savetta and Silverman supports one of the assumptions of the learning approach that you have described in A part. 2 marks. The answer is Savetta and Silverman shows how phobias can be learned through association. The boy wanted some buttons. He went to the teacher's desk and picked up a bowl of buttons. He slipped and all the buttons fell on him. He started avoiding buttons from that day. After 4 years, treatment was necessary. Question 5. From the study by Demented Lateman, Sleeps in Dreams. A part. From the dream duration, estimate part of the study. State how demented Lateman choose whether wake up a participant after 5 minutes or 15 minutes of REM sleep. 1 mark. The answer is there were equal chances for being either 5 or 15 minutes. B part. Describe the dream duration estimates for the participant DN whose responses did not follow the same pattern as others. 2 marks. The answer is participant DN was no more accurate even though he could have learned the pattern of awakenings. C part. Outline one strength of the study. 2 marks. The answer is the method used in the study was laboratory experiment, hence it was possible to control extraneous variables. If participants in different stages of sleep had woken more slowly, they may have forgotten their dreams. This was avoided by using a loud doorbell that woke them instantly from any sleep state. Question 6. From the study by Lany et al. False memory. Describe the procedure for experiment 1 from when the participant returned for session 2, approximately 1 week after session 1, until they completed the food history inventory. 5 marks. The answer is the participants returned after 1 week. The experimented participants were given false feedback disguised in a computer generated profile of food preferences with a critical item being you'll have to eat cooked asparagus. Control participants did not receive the asparagus feedback. All participants answered questions such as imagine the setting in which the experience might have happened. Where were you? Who was with you? And to what extent did this affect your personality? The answer options were on a 1 to 9 scale. 1 is equal to not at all, and 9 is equal to very much. All participants then completed food history inventory and the restaurant questionnaire to compare pre and post manipulation. Question 7. From the study by Pepperberg, Parrot Learning. Part A. The model I will technique was used where one human acted as a trainer. Describe this technique. 3 marks. The answer is the model I will technique is based on social learning. This involves a human trainer and a model. The trainer presents objects and asks questions about them, giving praise and reward, positive reinforcement to the model for correct answers, and disapproval for incorrect answers. The model's responses were observed by Alex, and in addition, the model acted as a rival, competing with Alex for the trainer's attention. B. Describe what the secondary trainer did during the test procedures. 3 marks. The answer is the secondary trainer conducted the testing and had not trained Alex on the same or different. The secondary trainer would present two objects and ask what's same or what's different. If Alex was correct, he was given the object and praised, and if incorrect, he was told no. Question 8a. Research in the laboratory has shown that people are more likely to help someone of a different race of themselves. Explain two ways this study by William and al. Samaritans differed from this research. 4 marks. The answer is in this study, both black and white cane victims are equally likely to receive help. There was some minor evidence of same race helping in the drunk condition, with participants being more willing to offer help to those of their own race. B part. Explain one similarity and one difference between the study by Pilio and al. Samaritan and the study by Milton Obedience. 8 marks. The answer is the difference between the two studies is the type of research method used. It is in the Milgram study, controlled observation was used. It was a laboratory experiment where all the variables and measurements were controlled, while the behavior was observed and recorded. Whereas in the Pillion et al. Study, method of his experiment was used. It took place in a realistic environment, which was the New York City subway. It is used as an independent group design as the trials were repeated on different days and involved different participants in each condition. Question 9. Evaluate the study by Sastre and Singer to factors in emotion in terms of two strengths and two weaknesses. At least one of your evaluation point must be about the use of quantitative data. 10 marks. The answer is the study by Shastre and Singer has many strengths, and one of them is that it is a laboratory experiment which has exerted a large amount of control through their standardized procedure. For example, to the different conditions, they were able to deceive the participants to the real nature of the experiment and standardize the procedure as much as possible. Another strength of this study was the use of questionnaires as a method to operationalize the dependent variable was used to allow Sasser and Singer to further standardize the collection of data within the experiment. There are many weaknesses of the study as well. One of them is that no assessment was made of participants' mood before the injection to gain a baseline from which to measure any change as a result of the study. Another weakness is that the sample consists only of male participants, which further impacts on our ability to generalize the results to females. Males could experience emotions differently to females, and this has been ignored in the research.